I want to bring in one of the people working to keep the spill at bay. He's Mississippi Attorney General Jim Hood, live from Jackson, Mississippi. General Hood, good to have you on the program. We really want to know what more is going on down there. First of all, I know you've been meeting with BP executives, meeting with other attorneys general in the area. What are you concluding so far?
Well, BP initially came forward and agreed to remove the caps, and anyone who made a claim through this claims process would not be prevented from filing a lawsuit later. So they initially showed some steps of good faith. We were asking for more transparency in how they're handling the claims. About 2,700 Mississippians have filed claims, and BP has paid out about $3.8 million thus far. So we're working toward making the claims process more fair and open. You know, having had to deal with the insurance industry after Katrina hit, you know, I'm acutely aware that we do need a transparent process. However, right, you know, they have not yet agreed to one of the things that I asked that they do, and that is that if the state has to file some action and we're not able to do it out of court, then, you know, I don't want the VP trying to drag me before some federal judge down in Houston, Texas, with a claim that belongs to the state of Mississippi for damages to our natural resources or loss of tax revenue or tourism revenue as a result of the oil spill.
Because that's a jurisdiction issue and BP is not relenting on that?
That's correct. I've asked them to do that. We have a conference call this afternoon. I'll expressly spell out what our claims are, what they will be, and see if I can get them to agree. I'm going to speak to the House Judiciary Committee in Congress on Thursday, and I intend to ask them to implement some laws to make some changes if necessary. But
General Hood, the reason why is because you don't think you would get a fair hearing in Houston?
Well, these are state claims, just like in the tobacco case that was brought here in Mississippi. The tobacco companies had to concede and settle because they were in state court here in Mississippi, where the state gets a fair shake, not in some federal court that may be, you know, down in Houston, Texas. Right. It would be a less favorable forum for the state. We're not asking for a penny more than we're entitled to, but we don't want to see what happened to Exxon Valdez happen to Mississippi here. Okay, General Hood, I'm conscious of our time.
Okay, of the 2,700 claims, how many are legit, do you think?
Well, you know, we'll sort all that out later. I'm sure there's some illegitimate claims, and we'll prosecute those who don't. We don't want BP paying out anything that they shouldn't, but we want to pay every single dime that they do owe. And so that's easy to sort out later.
And how much do you think that might be ultimately?
How many illegitimate claims are filed?
Right, the number of claims. How much the total amount would be that BP may eventually have to pay to your citizens there?
I see. We don't know yet because we don't know the impact of the spill at this point. I mean, we picked up oil blobs primarily off of our barrier islands yesterday, but you know, if we get sudden occurrence later on the summer, these stunts that they're trying to do don't work, and we end up having 3 months down the road of oil pumping into the Gulf. Right. It'll be a lot more damage, so we don't know the damages until we see how long it takes to cap it.
Okay, General Hood, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.